Hi, I'm Teo Dill, and you are here in beautiful Bermuda with the Word Network for the Feed Your Spirit weekend. Over the next half hour, we're going to take you deep into the awesome play, No Ordinary Christmas, featuring gospel legend Kim Burrell. Bishop Hezekiah Walker is going to spend some time with us, and we're going to take you through the faith experience that's specific to us here in Bermuda. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the Feed Your Spirit weekend here in Bermuda.
Monroe Kent, thank you so much for spending some time with us this evening in particular, but more generally sharing your extraordinary play with us. Now, what put it in your head? How did it get there?
Oh, it's interesting. I've had a lot going on in my life over the years, and I realized that I notated through music. And so about 7 years ago, when my mother passed, Christmas came. And during Christmas, I realized it was my very first Christmas without her, and I began writing the show. And it took about 7 years to get where it is. Constant rewrites, and just every now and then I'd pick it up and write another page or write another song or something, to the point where I'd almost forgotten why I started it. But yeah, that's pretty much where it began.
Now, speaking of giant songs and singers, what has it been like for you to experience working with Bermudian talent? They measured up as that work?
It's been great, actually. One of the best parts about it, usually as a performer, which is what I am, I tend to sit back and just do my part and that sort of thing. But in this piece, coming on as producer, it was quite interesting because I got to meet a lot of different talent and watch them pour themselves into my work and watch me take my work and wrap it around them. And so it's been a journey for each of us. Whether it be myself, the Bermudian talent, the American talent, as we came together and kind of discovered one another. And the one thing about pieces like this is that it's not like a show that someone gives you and you say, okay, I'm going to rehearse, now I'll duplicate it. Because it's a show based in spirit, it ends up asking for a commitment which is very different. And so that became an extraordinary experience for us as we found the show taking us through a journey of its own as we were going through our own individual journeys.
get the chance to see a concert featuring, you know, a legend like you, I spend a lot of time watching you, not necessarily during the performance, but watching you interact with the other artists. And I don't know you very well, I just met you, but it seems as though while the other artists were singing, you were really getting down, like you were really enjoying their performances. What did you think of the Bermudian talent?
I was blessed to be in the rehearsals, and I was able to, I was blessed to get a heads up, so to speak, because if I had just walked into a scene and heard some of the singing that I heard, I probably would have reacted differently, because I really love music. And when I say differently, I probably would have been a little bit more animated, because I love singing, I love different personalities, and I love to hear originality. And there are several moments in the play that I enjoy. I enjoy all kinds of music. Some people probably would just put me with certain sounds or jazz or whatever they think I may sound like. But I enjoy so many other genres of music, and so I appreciate people's vocal abilities to do whatever, you know.
I expect to have a tour bus, an entourage, and a cup of tea with lemon waiting for me. And then find out who's booking this Jesus tour and get me an appointment stat. No new kid running up in here gonna steal my thunder. Dues to be paid in this business, and I am ready to collect.
Here's a simple song with a cute refrain. You done just messed up, you done forgot my name. Here's a melody, and it sounds the same. Easy memory, with a claim to fame, yes. Yes, you do. With my gig, and I'm telling you, there ain't no room for two.
Herbert, thank you for sitting down with us and spending some time here, but also as King Herod in the production of No Ordinary Christmas, as well as the preacher, was it? Or
Yeah, a bit of a mix. They call him Minister Herod.
well, I got to tell you something. During the production, I was sat right down front, just off to the side a little bit, and I was sat next to the Premier, the First Lady, and a Member of Parliament. And within 15 seconds of you taking the stage, their jaws dropped, they gaped, and they asked, who is that guy? And I was so proud to say that it was not only a Bermudian, but somebody I actually went to high school with as well. How did you find the voice for Harry? Where did that particular character come from?
First and foremost, the realization of Herod that Monroe already has in the script. I mean, first line is "What up, what up, what up," yeah. And he got you know, I hope I'm not ruining it, but you know, it's a show. So yeah, with an earpiece in, and you know, he on the one hand he has flowing robes and he's regal, of course, very insecure, much like the real Herod. Who once I started looking him up, I'm like, this dude is better and worse to play than Henry VIII. This guy is just as dramatic, but he had that added, you know, the added tension and chaos of the actual Messiah being born, first being predicted and then being born in his neighborhood in his time. So, yeah, lots of juice to draw from, lots of things to drop in. So, and within that little intense rehearsal period that we had, it was just a matter of going with what came most instinctually. So that Bermudian vernacular, I'm in Bermuda, why not? I'm a Bermudian actor. So let's add that to Monroe's mix with the earpiece and the what up and the slangology and the, you know, and he put a lot of fun in there, but there's also other stuff, you know, as much of the real Herod, and just kind of let the bunch of them roll around for a bit and see what kind of gumbo comes out on performance nights.
Performance in the production was just so extraordinarily sincere. I felt like I knew your character, but more importantly, I knew you. So have you ever faced a crisis of faith like your character did in this production?
Well, I think at any point in just about anybody's life, you know, things happen. You know, either you lose a loved one, or, you know, from whatever way, whether it be, you know, through death or divorce or, you know, what have you. You know, things happen in life, you know, and that causes you to stop and think about, you know, who you are, where you're going, you know, why you're here, you know, what your purpose is, you know, and I don't think anybody can walk through life without exactly make some type of evaluations, you know, and I think that that's the universal conversation, you know, that no matter where you live, no matter what you do, no matter who you are, everybody has those type of questions at some point in time in their lives, and that's the thing that I find to be really interesting, and the thing that I would like to communicate to everyone is that, you know, that's the common bond that we all share.
Bishop Hezekiah Walker, thank you so much for spending some time with us. Now, the Feed Your Spirit weekend, what does that mean to you, to have your spirit fed?
Well, I think during this time, this holiday season, it's very important that your spirit is fed, and fed the right kind of diet. And I think that it was great for us to be together, because we're going back home with something that we can give those who couldn't make it. And of course, we're going back home. Our souls are majorly fed, and we are full of joy, full of peace, and we really understand what the season really means.
Can you please identify for us, sir, in a pastoral sense, what is Christmas really all about? What is this season supposed to mean?
Well, this season is really supposed all to be about Jesus. It's you know, there is no holiday without Jesus. You know, we sing a song, "Keep Jesus in your Christmas, and you'll always have a happy holiday." And, you know, when you take Jesus out of the equation, everything crumbles, everything falls. But if you keep him in the equation, you know, you will live a much better life. Peace, joy, happiness. You know, during this time back in the States where I'm from, this is a high time for suicide. Is very high during this season, and depression is very high during the season. But I come to realize that when Jesus is a part of your life, he brings about a peace in your life.
Really remarkable to me is the fact that in a place this geographically insignificant, a tiny little speck in the middle of the Atlantic, that we have a performing arts center that's of such high quality that can host an event of this caliber. I mean, how'd you do it?
I think we're tremendously blessed here in Bermuda, and, you know, I'm really excited about you know, the Cedar Bridge and all that it has. And it's been a wonderful week having a cast come from overseas. We've had 40 people, and we have a cafeteria here that's been providing the food for the cast. Okay, and it's, you know, it's really been a wonderful, wonderful experience to be able to utilize all that we have to offer to be able to bring something like this to our community.
Now, you're somebody with a great wealth of international experience and awareness. How do you feel about local talent? Do we measure up with the rest of the world?
Oh, I believe that we have phenomenal talent here, and what's so incredible about it is that most of it is raw. And yeah, and that's, you know, that's one of the things that I hope to see happen, is that we will create more opportunities for our talent to be finely tuned and more international exposure for our artists. And that's why it's so exciting to have people like the Word Network here on island and our other media partners who will be able to give us the type of visibility that our artists deserve.